Howdy yo, long time since I've done a blog for walking. Today I'm in the Borders, actually Galloway, not the Borders, Dumfries and Galloway, and up to a summit just up there. It's called, I think, Queensberry, I think. As usual, the scenery down here is absolutely stunning. The hills are rolling, nothing too severe. That was the whole plan, just to do something easy, because it's been so long since I've done walking with a backpack, so try to get used to it. To be honest, it feels alright. The backpack is 15 kilograms and it feels alright. I don't know if it's because I'm not going up like severe verticals or challenging. It just feels right, maybe the way it should be, you know, walking on a nice path like this. This is maybe an old drover's track, although it seems the route seems to refer to it as a ATV track, but I would imagine it would maybe be an old drover's track. They tend to crisscross the landscape down here, across Dumfries and Galloway and the Borders, all the way up to Lanark, where they would take the cattle to the market and obviously drove them along these roads. So it's not too difficult a walk. It's about just under 7 miles in total. So the plan is to do an overnight camp and just enjoy the experience, get back into it. So I'm turning right just up the road here, and then heading up onto the hill. So it's going to be an overnight camp. It's going to be cold tonight actually. Temperature saying it's going to get down to 1 degree. I've literally got like plenty of stuff to keep warm, including a hot water bottle, so should be alright. So going to crack on. Now this is where I bear right on the path up this hill here to Queensberry Hill. Interestingly, there's a couple of dilapidated, abandoned buildings down there. I'm not quite sure who would live out here, to be honest. Must have been shepherds or something. It's just really remote. Must be inhospitable in the winter, I would imagine. But that's an interesting place to camp. It's a nice flat ground. We get some shelter from the wind as well. So it's literally onwards and upwards we go to the hill to see what the view looks like from up there. Well, getting nearer to the top now, and I think this is the actual ATV tracks that the guide was talking about, not the path down there is like an old drover's trail, and then it turns into like a rough ATV, all-terrain vehicle path up to the top. Yeah, so they got it right, you know, it's an old well-established drover's road, and then this is just like an offshoot of it up to the top. So I would think that's wee Queensberry over there. I can see some kind of maybe a trig on top, and somewhere up there is actual Queensberry Hill. So yeah, this is Dumfries and Galloway. I can actually see my car from here. It's just, you can see the river there, it's just way down there, the end of the river. So there you go, you could be camping and keep an eye, keep tabs on your car if you so wanted to. It's absolutely beautiful up here. There's a lot of red kites flying around. I'm making an educated guess that they are red kites, judging by their tail and their size. They're all flying above. probably curious, keeping an eye on me, what I was up to. But they're a beautiful sight, quite a lot of them. I don't know where they've gone now. Makes me wonder where they actually sleep at night, maybe in the forest. That's probably where they go. That's the forest of I think it's called over there. So absolutely beautiful. I'm going to crack on and get to the top. Well, the summit is in view now, and you get a great view already over Solway Firth over there. That's great. So with not a lot of climbing, you get a really impressive vista. From a bird of prey, I would imagine. Very impressive. I have to pick it up and collect it. So nearly there at the summit, time to crack on. Okay, so here we are up in the summit. It's really windy up here. It's quite sound off. So not too demanding, and absolutely amazing view, which I'll now proceed to show you. So here we go. Excuse the wind. Right over there in the distance is the golf ball, the radar station on the top of the hill over there. That's one look ahead over there. Cycled up past that a few times. Actually, which is pretty amazing. Cycled up there as well. Really spectacular. That's the forest of A. It's spelled A-E. I think you pronounce it A, I would imagine. Beyond that is the Solway, Firth of Solway. The Solway Firth, sorry. Very beautiful indeed. Very beautiful. It's nice to see this. Rather large cairn at the top. Absolutely stunning landscape, but it is pretty windy up here, so we're going to get down and find a place out the wind, leeward side of the wind, in the shelter somewhere to pitch the tent. So howdy friends, another update. Got the tent set up. What happened was my battery in my phone just almost pancaked. Seems it couldn't handle having Strava running with Zoleo at the same time, and it just chewed the battery. So always bring a power bank with you if you're going away overnight. It's a lifesaver. So I've had on charge the phone and it'll get on charge again. So the summit's up there, and I came down here. It's relatively out of the wind. It feels not too bad actually, to be honest. It's a nice little spot with some rocks here to sit on, watch the sunset. One of the things, one of the vital tips if you're going wild camping, or hiking for that matter, is to get your timings right. Prepare in advance, work out all of your timings and know where you need to be at what time. For today, for example, I wanted to be at the location to set the time up at 5 PM, which I did make it there, get the tent set up, and then it gives you a chance to change. When you arrive at your camp location, you change into your camp clothes, so it's important to get out of the damp, wet clothes that you've been hiking in, because you'll get cold really quickly. Get into your dry stuff in your dry bag, your camping clothes. So I got changed into them, get the tent set up straight away. I'm just sorting the bedding out in it. I've got like a sleeping bag. I've also got a fleece liner for it. And as I mentioned before, I've actually brought like a hot water bottle, which I'll be using. Boil up some water. So I'm just trying to dry out these clothes here with the wind, and then I'll finish just setting the bedding up, and then I can just get cooking, make a brew, coffee, just watch this amazing Galloway scenery change from light to twilight and then into darkness when all the lights of the towns over there start twinkling. But you know, some of the atmospheric conditions over there are just absolutely incredible. The light shining down, it's like a JMW Turner painting. You know, it's just absolutely amazing, beautiful. So it's going to be a good night tonight. Nice weather for it. Nice location. And as I said, my top tip is to work out your timings. You know, you got to know what time sun sets in. Leave plenty of time, get your tent set up, get sorted. You know, get cooking, and then you can sit back and just rest. A few minutes, enjoy the sunset, and then when it's dark, just get in the tent and go to sleep and have some sweet dreams. Okay, signing off. So we're doing a bit of campfire cooking here. So basically what we have is a jet boil style burner with water in here. I've already had the Wayfarer meatballs and pasta, and it was fairly decent, not too bad. So we've got some water in here. We're going to heat that, and we're going to immerse the chocolate pudding in it just to heat it up. Scrunch it in. You know, there's two ways you can do this. You can decant it into the actual thing, or you can just heat the water and boil it. So what you're doing is just heating it up. You're less mess if you keep it in the packet and just heat it straight from the packet. Okay, this is a little bit precarious. So we put the heat on the gas, petrol igniter, and off it goes. We will boil the water pretty quickly, and then I'll just turn the heat down and simmer it, and then in probably about 3 minutes. There's the other type of food that you can get is the dehydrated food, which uses, you only have to boil the water and then just pour it in, so you're using a lot less energy, a lot less gas. This is quite probably more obviously gas intensive because you're having to boil it for longer. So the other one is very good because it's using minimal amount of gas. All you're doing is heating the water, open the packet, pour it in, seal it, leave it for about 10 minutes, and then you've got the meal. I've actually got a spare one with me, made by fire pot. So you just rip it open, pour the water in. It's just like an emergency one in case you need it. So this is the pudding being heated, and for the morning I'm going to have a really nice and tasty all day brekkie. Why not? Treat yourself. That's what it's all about. Absolutely enjoying the view here and the sunset. It's just so atmospheric. You Can't beat it. No, well you can. Okay, let's attend to this. So it's now 6:40 PM, 20 to 7. I think sunset's about 16:50 or something. It's pretty soon anyway, as you can see by where the sun is, and that's going down pretty quickly. And as we all know, as soon as that big great ball of fire disappears below the horizon, autumn, winter, the mercury drops and it gets really cold. So it's going to be a chilly one tonight according to the forecast. There's like a lot of wind power around here, which is good to see everywhere along the horizon. A little tip is to bring some kind of something to sit on. Basically, you can buy these, lots of places, get them on Amazon. Actually, my mum gave this to me, so thanks, Mum. And I just strap it onto the outside of the rucksack. It weighs nothing. And this grass is a bit damp. It gives you something to sit on, and also kneel on while you're doing stuff, so you don't get wet. You can also just sit on one of the rocks. It's like a nice surface to sit on. So yeah, the sun's going down and I'm really enjoying it. I just had a cup of cocoa, hot chocolate. So that was pasta and meatballs followed by a chocolate pudding, and then a nice cup of hot chocolate. So it's really lifts your morale, your spirit, sense of well-being, general contentment after having a lovely meal, after doing some hiking and setting your tent up. So always buy some nice food and bring it, and then you can sit back and relax and enjoy the sunset, which is what I'm going to do now. So signing off. Good morning from the slopes of Queensberry Hill. A little campsite here, and it's morning time. It's about 8:20 or so, and I slept very well indeed last night, apart from the fact that the tent seems to be on a slight angle, so I kind of like was rolling down all the time. It was impossible to stay flat, which was really a bit annoying. But that's always the way it seems to be. You always have to seem to do a lot of acrobatics, to kind of stay on the sleeping pad. But I was well wrapped up, really nice and warm, so there was no issues there. It was seemed to be a bit windy during the night. I did actually get up at 1:30. I'd actually set my alarm because there was a amber aurora alert. Possibility of seeing the aurora, so I got up at 1:30 and I went out, and there was no aurora, but the stars were out to play. There was like 1,000,000 stars up above, and could see the Milky Way as well, and it was just amazing. This is why this region of Scotland is designated as a dark sky area, because you can go to the observatory and you get like a total dark sky. Up in the southeast of Glasgow, where I live, in the outskirts, you can hardly see anything. You can see a few stars here and there, and it's not that great. But down here last night was just amazing. So this is a place to come for it. So it's the weather this morning. It's cloudy. It's temperature saying it's about 2 degrees. So the plan is just to have breakfast and then head down to wee Queensberry Hill down there in the corner of the screen, and then head on down there where the car is. So a nice little wild camp. All went well so far, so let's get cooking. Just Just another little point about the difference between freeze-dried and the food that I'm cooking just now, which is the Wayfarer meal. The Wayfarer meal is ready to eat. You could eat it hot or cold. You don't have to heat it up. So it's a lot heavier. This here is a lot lighter. It's freeze-dried. So if you want to travel light, as a lot of people do, you just take some of these, and you know they don't weigh a lot at all indeed. So the Wayfarer ones are a lot heavier, but you can eat them. You could eat them cold if you wanted to. So that's one of the two main differences: the weight, and also you just have to boil the water and then add it in here, close it, leave it for about 10 minutes. The Wayfarer one, you're using a lot more of your gas. One of the things I used last night was I've got these like neoprene overshoes for cycling, and I wanted to wear them to keep my feet warm. They're completely sealed. They're a really tight fit, but they managed to fit. Managed to get them on, and they did actually keep my feet a lot warmer. I'm going to have to invest in a pair of tent booties, I think they're called. They're like insulated, you know, boots that you wear that keep your feet warm, so I'll have to buy a pair of them, but they were the next best thing, and they did the job, because that's a part of your body that always gets cold when you're camping, is your feet. So you have to get something on there to keep them warm. So that worked a treat. We're kind of on our way here, cooking the water, have some nice hot food, get the day started, and then some coffee, and then I'll be on my way, pack up tent, I'll be on my way down there, and then down to the car park. Well, that's me all packed up and ready to head back down this lovely Saturday morning. As you can see, we always obey the highway code and leave no trace. Take all your rubbish with you, folks. Good practice. Leave the place as you would expect to find it yourself. So, goodbye Queensberry Hill. I'll see you again soon. This looks like a standing stone. I don't think that's been put there by hill walkers. Seems very, very old, very fixed in. There's no other rocks, big rocks like this around here, so it looks like it's been carried over from somewhere. That is interesting. It's just out here itself. And the walkers have built like a guidance cairn up there. These are really handy if you're wondering where the path is, the route you should be going. They can help you guide where you're going. So that's very handy, so you can see the path kind of snakes up here and goes past it. So we're nearly getting onto the steeper slopes of the wee Queensberry. That's the Queensberry over there. So onwards and upwards. So this is the wee Queensberry hill. It's even got its own trout point. Nice little climb up. You can see up there, that's where I camped last night, right up the top. Well, it was such a fantastic view. Nice spot. It's actually not too windy today. It's very calm, a bit breezy. Nothing like compared to yesterday. It's actually really nice up here. It's very, very remote, not another soul around. Probably the only person you would bump into around here is maybe Bear Grylls or Simon Reeves or someone like that. People that like to go to remote locations where there's no other people. But if you want peace and quiet, you know, this is a place that is really actually good to come and just literally enjoy the silence. You know, you can't hear any noises apart from birds. Speaking of birds, as I was walking down there, there's like a lot of gunshots fire from over that way. And I did see a sign when I was coming on to the path way down there, something about shooting season in one of the states, so I guess that's taking place. I don't like it myself. I do think that there might be a need for it, but I also think that if maybe the people that were doing it, if they enjoyed the countryside maybe half as much as people who hike and camp in it did, then they probably wouldn't be doing that. That's my opinion anyway. So it just seems really cruel, because as I've been walking the last couple of days, I've saw a lot of these little birds, pheasants, grouse. Now are really beautiful, and it just seems pretty cruel, but I understand there might be a need for it, for culling, etc. But it happens, and it was happening earlier on, and blasting away. So anyway, that's the countryside for you. It's a cohabited shared space between all kinds of different people. Right, well I think I'll carry on down the path where it's going to meet with the other path down there, and then it'll be down to the car because it's a wee bit chilly. Okay. Quite a lot of footering around to get down. It's not really clear where the path is, but I'm back on the ATV track here and heading down to there's like a shielding there where they put the sheep in. You can see the road over there, and then it sweeps round the corner and joins the other path. So that's the hill up there where I was camping up the top last night. Quite far away now. So battery's starting to run out the phone, so I'll make this quite brief and get on with it and carry on and get back to the car. Yeah, hey, I've arrived at the T-junction here, where originally yesterday I travelled on down there, and I pointed out this is the way that I'd be coming back down, so it's all good. I've arrived. It's all wunderbar. Even better, I can see my car in the distance there, the little white speck. So it's all good. On my way home. Another successful hike and wild camp done. So it's starting to get a little bit rainy now, so I'm just going to finish the vlog off here, continue to the car and then head home. It's been a good one, so hopefully see you again on the next one. As usual, like and subscribe, and see you soon. Adios.